All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Good to see you all here. If you're new to the channel, my name is Chris McMahon. I'm a local real estate agent here in the upstate New York capital region, Albany to Lake George. And this is the month of September 2023. We're talking about investment properties, specifically multifamily properties. We're going to be going through this report, covered a couple different counties and some areas in here, going over the numbers and seeing what's going on with multifamily properties in the capital region for right now. And we'll see if you had watched my homes report that I just put out about a week ago here on this channel right here. You will see that August was a pretty busy month for that. Some interesting stuff was going on. All the numbers seem to be kind of ticking up a little bit for that month. So is that going to follow suit for the investment properties as well? Well, we're going to see, because a lot of times you've got a different mentality type of person buying than their investment related is different than buying a home for the family. But again, we'll see what the numbers are going to show to us today. So here we go. We're in the middle of September. And as you can see right over here, the wife is starting to decorate for the fall holiday season. There we got a little cantilever on that side. But regardless, we're getting on here with our investment properties, and we're going to start. I'm going to share the screen. We're going to get right in here and talk about Saratoga County and what's going on in Saratoga County. So let's jump in here. And there we go. Saratoga County pops up on the screen for you. And let's see what we got. As far as we can do, as we can see here, we're still in the seller's market. Again, no surprise though, this little triangle, if you've been paying attention to the videos I've been putting out, again, I do this video once a month. We're in September right now. So this little triangle right here seems to slowly be ticking to this middle area, this balanced area, still a ways away from a buyer's market. So we're not quite there yet. Probably going to be a while before we get there, but are starting to see this little triangle marker right here shifting in that direction a little bit. But some of the key details, we got just under 3 months of inventory, which is up. About 5%, you can see right there. The list of sold price, so they're actually selling for more than they're listing for, a little bit 2.5% over the list prices with the average sales. The days on the market is running at about 9, and the medium sales price is just under 3.5, 350,000 there, so at 344, which is up quite a bit month over month. Almost 50% there. You can see this number, 46.38%, which is quite a big jump there for the area. But let's come down and we'll dig into this a little bit deeper. And so we got the median estimated property values. And this is something that I always like to point out, especially if you're from out of area and if you're looking for good areas to try and invest and put your money in, that capital region in general is a pretty good spot to bring your money in. And here's why it is. Because if you look at this right here, this blue line is representing the median price estimated value here in Saratoga County. As you can see, it's lower. It's lower. This yellow line right here is the national average. So it is below the national average, and it has been for the last year. And this right here, my friends, is the New York State average, this top line. You can see there's quite a big gap between this line right here, which is the number is 880,000 in New York State. A lot of that is driven by New York City, Long Island, down in there, where the property values tend to be quite a bit higher than this area. So that is driving these prices up here. So it's pretty affordable. But even more than that, it is less than the national average as well. So if you're an out-of-state investor, you're accustomed to buying properties out of the area and you're not worried about it, you get a property management company to come in and run them for you, and you're good with that, this is a good place to be looking because it's down below the national averages. Your dollar will go farther, which means you could probably pick up 2, maybe 3 properties for maybe the price of 1 in some of the areas that you're looking at. But so the median estimated value, 302,000. Last month change is up a little, about 5.5%. The 12-month change is up a little over 8%. So we're seeing those prices are ticking up there. Good for sellers. If you're thinking about selling, understand that price values have gone up from a 12-month change. So now let's come down here and say new listings. So there's been 16 new listings that we got on here. As you can see over here in our little graph that we got going, is this right here is the median list price. excuse me, 274,499. So let's just make that an easy and say it's 275. So I don't have to go through all those numbers, but 275 right here is it, and it's a drop. In July, it was up just under 400,000. So we saw this come down a little bit, but with 16 properties right here on the market, let's see what we got for this right here. How is that going? This is actually going up. So this affects the numbers. When you got more properties right here, they're averaging in, it can affect the numbers a little bit more because here we only had 12. Obviously, since we saw that drop in the price, some of these 12 were higher value properties. But so we had 12 the month before, it was 16. So that is kind of trending up a little bit for this month here, where our peak was in June where we had 14. But I mean, you can see it's somewhere. Hey, 24. Sorry, not 14. That didn't make sense. So yeah, 24. So it's trending up again after it took kind of a big dip right there. We had a busy month back here in June. So we'll see where that ends up. Total volume that we got going on is 6.1 million. And the medium living area square footage, just under 2,200 square footage right there. Active listings. So no, this is the one I really like to see because you've got your new listings, but active total listings right there, 35, which you can see if we look at this number is up 6.1%. From the previous month there of July. So there was a 33, it jumped up to 35 right now. So it's up a little bit over here. And we come over here for our median list price. Again, we're seeing that same trend. It kind of popped down 350. It was 335 the previous months right there. And it was up there for a couple of months, really. So you see these kind of active, these big dips and big increases in it as we go through that. So kind of common. So we're going to see that drop for this month. So we'll see what happens as we move on here. But we got 66 days on the market. We got just under $21 million in total volume going on out there. And I don't really, I don't know. This is an interesting statistic to me, I guess. They give you, it's 2,400 square foot, the average sales or the average square footage of the houses that are selling. I guess if depending on the size of the apartments, yeah, you get more rent for them and stuff like that. But I don't know if that's necessarily really a huge statistic that we need to know. But it does have some value. And I'm more concerned with some of these other prices right over here, but we'll throw it in there. Why not? Right. So pending listings, these are the ones that have gone on a contract. Pendings dropped by 26.7%. We're 11 right here. The median list price of 340,000. Again, we're seeing that dip from July to August. So July was a pretty busy month. This kind of dropped down a little bit different in Saratoga County from what we saw from just residential properties or the single family properties that we went through, where we were seeing numbers going up. This is seeing some things dropping down a little bit, including the number of pending properties right here. That was about $4.4 million in sales volume, 7 days on the market. So it kind of went pretty quick right there. And again, our living area square footage, just over 2,000 right there. Coming down here, pending listings, 34 pending listings. This is up. Look at this. It was up. This is the median list price here, so 425,000, and it was 402,000 the previous month. So that has actually gone up on that one. 34 properties. What's the trend with the pending? Stayed just about even, actually exactly even. Both stayed at the 34 number right there, with about almost $15 million in total volume going on with that one. And coming down to our souls, there were 10 sales on that one. So there's a little bit of an increase for the month of July up to August here. As far as that one, there was, this is our price, is $344 right now. And it was $235 for the month of July. Number of properties actually dropped. Sorry, I spoke too soon. I forgot what tab I had it on. So yeah, it was 13 the month before, 10 right there. And that's dropped for the last 2 months in a row on that one. Days on the market, 9. But this is a number that you like to see if you're looking to sell, because these are actually sold prices. These are actually the ones that sold, that they got 2.5% over what their asking price. So in general, they were going for more of what they were asking. The total of $4.1 million in sales volume sold that month. And let's come down here. Are all famous supply and inventory. We're just, as I mentioned before, we're just under 3 months for the supply at 5.3 and a negative 8.6% change from 12-month change right there. So we'll drop down in there. So we spiked. It looks like our spike was here back in March. It kind of went down, came back up again, and now it came down. And it looks like it's going to trend up slightly from the month of July into August, but we'll see how that trend kind of goes on through September next month when we're going through that one. So public sold public records, 5 on the sold public records, just over 2 million in inventory. Medium sales prices 410,000, up 80% month over month. So we got a big spike right over here. It was 227,000 the previous month. So that is what we got for our Saratoga County. We're going to go through here. We're going to switch this up, but let's hit up Albany County. Albany County, New York. And let's see what we got going on here. Coming down, still in the seller's market, pretty solidly in the seller's market. I think that triangle shifted a little bit to the left when we jumped screens from Saratoga to Albany. So I think even a little bit stronger of a seller's market in the Albany County area. We've got a little over 2.5 months of inventory going on here. They're selling for just a touch less. 98.5% of the total list price is what we're getting on here. 18 days on the market, so that's up 80% month over month. So they're lasting a little bit longer in the Albany area. And the median sold price was $210,000. Let's break this down and see what we got going on here. Again, we talked about this in the last slide or last one. It's the same trend. We've got Albany County, we got the national average, and then we got the state average right there. So we're not going to go run through that again. Just know that that's basically how it's going. Medium estimated value is about 260,000, which is down a little 5%. The 12-month change is up 9.2% as we're going through it. Coming down here, new listings, 92 new listings, up 50%. So there's a jump. Look at this right here. There's a boom, from 61 up to 92, so quite a big jump on that one right there. Let's come over here and check out our medium list prices, just under 200,000, which about flatline really. It's pretty much the same as the month before, and it took a big dip from June into July, but it has stayed kind of the same here with about $22.5 million in total sales volume going on with these new listings right here. Medium price per square foot is $86. So that's what we're getting, and that is down about 1.1%. So it's roughly the same. It was 87. Again, we saw that dip that came down over here from the month of June into July, and it's kind of stayed relatively the same on that one. Let's roll it down here. Our active listings. We got a total active listings. We got 138 active listings, which is up 10.5%. With the medium list price being 230,000. And we see right over here that's actually kind of gone up a little bit. It was 225 back in the month of July, so it was up in August. So we're seeing an increase in median list price, increase in the total number of properties as far as the active listings, and we got a decrease in the median days on the market here down to 35. So that's a pretty decent drop. Median square footage here, price per square footage on all active listings is $92, which we're showing an increase right here, which is interesting because when we come back up here and we look on the new listings, it was down a little bit, but on all the active listings, it was actually up with about $52.5 million of total sales volume on that whole thing right there. And this is over the past years. You can look at this. We go back over here to September last year. We were down 220,000. That was our median list price. Now, as we fast forward, we can see over here in May, what happened in May? Investors came out. That's what happened in May because, boom, prices went up and went up to 235, and it has stayed up here. It kind of took a little bit of a dip right here, but it has stayed up for the most part. It kind of dropped down right here. So our peak was in June, but we're still doing pretty good right here as far as the numbers over the past year. All right, now, new pending listings. 64 up 23%. The median list price is down a little over 10% to 11.5 as it's 192.5 for that goes. $13.6 million in total sales volume. And the median price per square foot is down 22% to 81. Days on the market is up 26. So take a big look at this. We've been trending downwards. Boom, 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 boom. You see these over the last couple of months. This is, again, a median list price. This is what they're listing for. Right up here. It was 240 roughly. Now we're down over here to 192 and a half as we have in this month. So down, as we can see. The peaked last year at this time, September, it was about 250. So it's interesting to see that is trending in that direction. So now let's come down here. Pending listings. There's 196 total, 29 days. We're at 190 for the median list price right here. And again, that's kind of dropped slightly from June into July, and then it's kind of taken a big drop here from 207,000 to 190,000. So we've got about $46.5 million of total sales volume. The median price per square foot, as we're looking at this, it's kind of gone up and down a little bit, but we're somewhere about the $82, 83, maybe the high is in the $92 price per square foot in this area. Coming down, we got 200. This is our sold listings, 64 sold listings, up 36%, a little over 210,000, 18 days on the market. So again, here we go. We got this $92, like we talked about, $14.6 million in total sales volume for the sold listings. And the month supply of inventory, one of my favorite things to talk about here is we got about a little over 2.5 months, which we mentioned earlier. The last month's change is up 13.7%, and the 12-month change on that is up 18.3%. So they're staying on the market a little bit longer. As you can see, we're at pretty much a peak here over the last 12 months since last September. So we're seeing 2.58, which months of inventory, highest it's been in about a year. We've got our public records right here. 8 sold, medium sold prices $226,000, $90 per square foot. So it's hitting that high end that we talked about, kind of that 82 to 92 is what we've been seeing on these slides here, and almost $1.8 million in total sales volume going on. So let's move on here. We got our last section that we're going to talk about. We're going to go Warren County. Warren County, New York. What do we got? Let's see the love here in Warren County. That little triangle, if you caught that while you're watching here, shift it down a little bit. So this is actually still more in a seller's market. So anybody in Warren County that is looking to sell, these conditions appear to be favorable to you. We got over 100% in the list of sold ratio at 101.9. About a month and 3/4 of the inventory going on here. 6 days on the market. Medium sales price is about 280, just a little bit below that right there. Median estimated property value. Again, let's touch on this really quick, but it's the same trend we've been seeing. Hasn't really changed, even though we went to Warren County. The blue line is Warren County. We've got the yellow line is the national average, again, below the national average, and the orange line is the state average. The median estimated value, $231,000, which is up 3.1% from last month's change, up 5% from a year ago at this time. New listings, 6 new listings in this area with a median sales price per square foot of $106, of just under $2.5 million in total volume going on here. But the median list price is about $340,000. And look at this trend right here. This trend has been going up since May. It seems like that was the low. Almost looks like probably pretty close to the 12-month low, with the exception of maybe last September, which they're about the same, pretty close. But it has ticked up the last couple of months here, slowly steady rise to where we're up to this 339 right now for the median list price. The properties, think of the properties. The properties were high back here. Look, our peak was in December. Then it took a big drop, kind of rebounded a little bit in March, came down. It's been slowly creeping up there the last couple months, but it hasn't really skyrocketed or anything like that. So that may change as we move here in the months to come. But that's basically what we're seeing right there right now. Active listings, total active listings, 11. So that is up 22% month over month. This is the median list price. Again, we're seeing that big spike right here, continue to carry on here. We hit a 12-month low right here at 220,000 back in June. July, we had this big spike right here at 280, and moving into August, it kept going. Now we're at that 295, up 5.4% from the previous month. So that trend is bringing us up here, and it's what do we got over here? Okay, so this is almost just under the high that it was last September when we came in. So where is this going to go? We had a big jump. It still increases. It's going to keep going. That's something we'll have to keep our eyes on and see what's going. Just over $4 million in total sales volume. Number of properties. The trend was kind of slowly going down. This is the first month in a while that we've actually seen it kind of go up a little bit. So that's good news for buyers. Some more options for you out there. Let's come down. Pending listings. 4 pended, down 60% month over month. We had median list prices 215 right here, which is down from 230, which is down from the month before that, which is almost 290. So gone down the last couple of months, but we had a big spike. It's still higher than it was back in May, though. That's important to note. It may have gone down a little bit, but it's still increased. So it's 4 properties total, 68 days on the market. We're at $106 per square foot. So again, we're kind of seeing this price range a little bit over $100 a square foot, just under $1 million in total volume in this. The properties, let's take a look at this. It's a big drop because we had 10 in the month of July, and it was 5 in the month of June before that when that kind of stayed flat. So July actually peaked for the last 12 months that we're seeing. And right over here, we're back down to 4, which is the low. It's matching our month back over here in December. Come down here, pending listings. We got 17, down a little bit, 10%, 235,000 for the median list price. Has gone down the last couple of months, but not too much. It was only 238 and a half the previous month, so not a much. Just under $6 million of sales volume going on. As far as the number of properties going here, again, we're seeing a spike. It was 19. It's dropped a little bit to 17, so it's come down, but it hasn't plummeted down here. So we're still up there compared to a couple of the earlier months here, April, May, June, where they were really low. And in fact, even over here, December was our 12-month low over here as well. So it's still up there a little bit compared to some of those other months. So let's come down here. Our sold listings, 6 sold listing, up 100%. The median sales price, we're at about 280, which it kind of came down a little bit from 340. So it dropped down to the 280. So it came down decent, but still up there. Again, look at these months right here. We've got June, we got May, we got April, we got March, and even right over here, February, where was our low was 0. Oh, that's not good. We got all these right here, which are lower than what it is right now, and it's looking, since this time last year, is actually higher as well. So that is good for year over year. And the average list to sales price is just a touch under 102%. Which is good. So in that medium sales price per square foot, 104, right in that range that we just talked about. We got about $1.5 million volumes. These are our 6 sold properties. How are the sold properties kind of trending here? It's up from the previous month of July, which only had 3, so it doubled as we see that 100%. And it kind of trended down for a couple months, and now we're seeing that trend reverse, and it's going up in that area. So month of supply, as we said earlier, about a month and 3/4 of supply, 27, almost 28% change from last month, down almost 70% from the month change. If you can see right over here, it was at about 5.6 per month, 5.6 months of inventory last September in 2022. Now we're right over here at just 1 3/4 months. So it's come down quite a bit, 70% on that one. Public records sold 3 at about 270. Median sales price at 115. We can see this right here. The median sold prices bumped up the increase. The number of properties that we're seeing there, down slightly, but not really a huge change. Been kind of the same the last couple of months. So there we go. Those are our 3 areas that I cover. I do the Warren, Saratoga, Albany counties. If there's an area, county you'd like to hear something about, or even just a specific area, such as you want to know more about the Saratoga Springs rental market, or you want to know Glens Falls rental market, something like that, reach out, send me a message. Be more than happy. I can look into that. I can send you your own personal video and do the recording for you. If for some reason we get a lot of people who really want to hear more about the certain area, I'll make sure to include it in the next video so we can get that covered. So make sure you're getting all the information you need, that you're armed with, stuff like that. So any questions, real estate related, investment, single family properties, whatever it is you think you're looking at here, reach out, get a hold of me. Be more than happy to answer those questions for you, look into them for you. You can message me right there. My contact information is also on my page there. You can, with my cell phone, you can text that and reach out and get a hold of me. More than happy to find that information for you. So anyway, that's our report for this month. Stay tuned for next month's report. We'll see where those numbers are going to trend here in a few short weeks. And also check out my homes report, where we talk about single family homes. I put out last week, and we got the next one coming next month here. So we'll see you guys on the next video.